The tribunal chamber of the Galactic Defense Fleet gleamed with cold efficiency, its crystalline walls designed to amplify truth and suppress deception through quantum resonance. Fleet Admiral Zarketh presided from the elevated bench, his 6 manipulator arms arranged in the traditional configuration of judgment. To his left and right sat the Tribunal Council, representatives from the Velkari Hegemony, the Zinthari Collective, and the Arakthi Federation. In the center of the chamber, standing at attention in his torn and scorched uniform, was Captain Marcus Webb of the Terran Expeditionary Force. The charges scrolling across the holographic display were severe: unauthorized engagement, violation of the Carvos Accords, destruction of enemy civilian infrastructure, and causing an interstellar incident that threatened the fragile peace with the Krithian Empire. Captain Webb, Zarketh's translator implant rendered his clicking speech into flat standard. You stand accused of engaging Krithian forces without authorization, resulting in the complete destruction of their mining colony on Sigma-7. 3,000 Krithian civilians are confirmed dead. How do you plead? Webb's jaw tightened. His hands remained clasped behind his back, but those who knew humans recognized the tension in his shoulders. Not guilty, sir. A murmur rippled through the observation gallery. The Velkari Council member, Ambassador Lys Essek, leaned forward, her translucent form shimmering with indignation. The evidence is irrefutable, Captain. Your ship's weapon signature was found all over the debris field. Your own crew reported that you gave the order to fire. That's correct, Ambassador, Webb replied evenly. I gave the order. But those weren't civilians, and that wasn't a mining colony. Zarketh's eye stalks contracted. Explain yourself. Webb reached into his jacket, a movement that caused 3 security officers to raise their weapons, and pulled out a data chip. Permission to present evidence, Admiral? After a long pause, Zarketh gestured with his primary arm. Proceed. The holographic display flickered to life. Sensor logs, communications intercepts, orbital scans, all time-stamped and authenticated. Webb's voice remained calm, almost conversational, as he walked the tribunal through 6 weeks of reconnaissance data. At 0400 hours, 43 days ago, my ship detected unusual energy signatures from Sigma-7. The planet was supposedly a civilian mining operation, but the power output was consistent with military-grade weapons manufacturing. He highlighted sections of the data. Here, and here, fusion reactors operating at levels unnecessary for mining equipment. The Zinthari representative, its mathematical consciousness processing the data in microseconds, interrupted. This could be explained by industrial expansion. Could be, Webb agreed. That's what I thought. So I got closer. He pulled up communications intercepts. These are coded military transmissions. It took my signals officer, Ensign Park, a Korean woman with a gift for pattern recognition, 16 days to crack them. The Krithians were building Nova bombs, Admiral. Weapons designed to destabilize stars. The chamber erupted. Zarketh slammed his center arm against the bench, calling for order. You expect us to believe the Krithians, who have honored the Carvos Accords for 40 years, were secretly developing planet-killer weapons? I don't expect you to believe anything, sir, Webb said quietly. That's why I brought witnesses. He turned toward the chamber entrance. The doors opened, and 12 figures entered in single file. Webb's crew, humans, yes, but also 3 Velkari technicians, 2 Arakthi engineers, and a Zinthari quantum analyst. Each one carried data pads containing verified sensor logs, personal testimony, and authenticated evidence. But it was the 13th figure that caused the tribunal chamber to fall into absolute silence. Commander Thekvar of the Krithian Imperial Navy walked into the chamber in full dress uniform, his chitinous plate scarred from battle, his compound eyes reflecting the harsh lights. He moved to stand beside Webb, facing the tribunal. Zarketh's voice barely functioned. Commander Thekvar, you were reported killed in the engagement at Sigma-7. I was supposed to be, Thekvar's translator rendered his clicks into perfect standard. Captain Webb pulled me from the wreckage of my command ship. He could have left me to die. Instead, he brought me back to his medical bay, and his doctor, a human with steady hands, saved my life. The Crithian commander produced his own data chip. I hereby submit evidence to this tribunal. Sigma-7 was indeed a weapons facility, built in violation of the Carvos Accords. I was ordered to protect it. Captain Webb was right to destroy it. He paused, his mandibles clicking in what humans had learned to recognize as regret. The 3,000 civilians were soldiers and weapons technicians. This human saved billions of lives across both our empires. Webb pulled up the final piece of evidence, a recording from Sigma-7's final moments. On the screen, a Crithian scientist ranted about purging the galaxy of weak species, about weapons that would render entire star systems uninhabitable. The Nova bomb in the facility's core was minutes from completion when Webb's missile struck. I violated protocols, Webb said simply. I engaged without waiting for authorization from the fleet. I destroyed what looked like a civilian target. I caused an interstellar incident. He met Zarketha's gaze directly. And I'd do it again, sir. Because waiting for permission would have meant letting them finish building a weapon that could murder billions. The tribunal chamber remained silent for a long moment. Finally, the Arakthi representative spoke, all four of his arms gesturing in harmony. Captain Webb, why didn't you simply report this through proper channels? Webb's laugh was sharp. I did, sir. 3 times. Each time, my reports were buried in bureaucracy. The Crithian ambassador insisted it was a misunderstanding. By the time proper channels would have authorized action, that Nova bomb would have been complete. He gestured to Thekvar. I brought the enemy commander because he's the only witness you might actually believe. Thekvar's mandibles clicked in agreement. The captain is correct. My own government betrayed the Carvos Accords. I have submitted a full confession to the Crithian High Council. Captain Webb's actions prevented a war that would have consumed both our species. Zarketh looked at his fellow council members, then back at Webb. Captain, this tribunal will recess to consider the evidence. However, I must ask, how did you know the facility would be destroyed completely? How did you ensure no Nova bomb components survived? For the first time, Webb smiled, the dangerous smile of a Deathworlder who'd calculated every variable. Because I'm from Earth, Admiral. We've been one mistake away from destroying ourselves for centuries. We know exactly how to make sure weapons of extinction stay extinct. The tribunal reconvened 4 hours later. The charges were dropped. Webb was promoted to Commodore and assigned to the newly created Threat Assessment Division. And throughout the galaxy, military academies added a new case study to their tactical curriculum. When facing extinction, sometimes the correct action is the unauthorized one. As Webb left the chamber, Thekvar walked beside him. Your species is dangerous, Commodore. Webb nodded. Yeah. But we're dangerous to the right people. The Crithian's mandibles clicked in what might have been laughter. That's exactly what worries us. Kindly like and subscribe channel. Thank you.